Ah.
Battery.
And their spinach. Bless you. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki, and today's video I'm going to be sharing a Trader Joe's haul with you guys. So it had been a while since we had been to Trader Joe's, and I honestly get excited. Like, out of all the grocery stores that we go to, I get the most excited to go to Trader Joe's because they have so many new products all the time, and we got some new stuff today. So if you enjoyed this video or find it helpful, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And let's get started. We always start with produce. Let's go ahead and do that. I had to stock up on a lot of the normal stuff that I get, but today I knew I needed this stuff for veggie mix. So I make veggie mix every week. I just finished it yesterday and I need to make a new one. So that means I needed some zucchini squash, which I have here for 0 points. I also cut up some bell peppers, usually all 3 of these. So I got 2 packs of these bell peppers. Then I also needed some onions. So I grabbed some red onions, which I use in the veggie mix as well. I chop all those things up and cook them, and then I just keep them in a container in the fridge, and I add them to so many different meals. They go with so many different things. I usually try to pick a seasoning that goes with different meals, so like a garlic type seasoning or something like that. Then I got some more mushrooms. I feel like I actually haven't had mushrooms in a while. It's something that I show in like every grocery haul because I usually buy them every time, but it's been a while since I've had these. I like to use these for burgers. Sometimes I'll add it to a veggie mix, eggs, pizza, everything like that. I really like mushrooms, so I've just been eating those more with different meals. I needed some shredded carrots, which I like to use for different like Asian style dishes. If I'm doing like a poke bowl, I like to have that crunch, or sometimes it works really well with like a stir fry if I'm cooking up some peppers and onions and I add some carrots in. It's also a nice veggie to add to that. Speaking of poke bowls, I got some edamame. So actually we did a lap around the store and got everything, and I said if they didn't have the frozen edamame, I'd go back to the front and get the fresh edamame, which they didn't have the frozen. So it's pretty much the same thing. They just have it in the produce section, and it is just shelled edamame like this. It's 0 points on WeightWatchers. I love edamame for the texture and the consistency and the fact that it is 0 points, but it's got 9 grams of protein and 6 grams of fiber in the serving. So the serving's a half cup. Usually that's how much I like to add to like a rice bowl with some carrots and tuna or shrimp or something to make a poke style bowl at home. This stuff is something that I have on hand all the time because it's so easy to add to different meals, and like I said, I really enjoy it. I think it also goes really well with different like Mexican style dishes like rice bowls and stuff. We needed some shredded lettuce just for burgers and sandwiches. I feel like we just always have a bag of this on hand now. We go through phases when we like romaine lettuce better, and then sometimes we just like the shredded lettuce better, and right now we're in a shredded lettuce phase. I got some cucumbers. So these are just mini cucumbers that I like to add to rice bowls, or like if I make some type of Rangoon type dish or something, I like to have cucumbers with it, or anything like sushi style. I also just like to use these for Greek bowls and everything like that. So mini cucumbers, I always feel like they go bad really quickly. Actually, some of them at the store had some mold on them, so I always try to just like wash them off and get them in the fridge and then use them within the first few days, but they're always a nice 0 point food that I can add that is more like refreshing. Then I got some red grapes, which we just like to have with our breakfast, our lunches. Adam likes to pack them for work. Lately, I've been using these little cheese cubes that I got from Aldi. They're like 3 to 4 points for one little cheese brick that comes individually wrapped. And I have it with some of these grapes, and it is my favorite snack. I just love cheese and grapes together. So I got some more of these for that snack. Okay, I needed some more Honeycrisp apples. I have one every day after dinner, and these, I was like smiling in the store picking them out because they were so big and they look so good, and that's always really nice when I have a good Honeycrisp apple after my dinner. So I was happy to grab those. They're 0 points on WeightWatchers. They help to fill me up after my dinner because I'm someone who like, I finish eating my dinner and I'm just ready for dessert. And so that helps to satisfy that sweet tooth, but then I'll still usually have some type of dessert after. Okay, I am not usually a huge fan of salad kits, but for some reason I've been craving just like a big salad with grilled chicken on it, and this caught my eye. So it is an elote chopped salad kit, and we used to actually buy these a lot before we started our weight loss journey. We thought they were like a quick and easy lunch that we could have, and we would bring them to work, but we never realized like how high point the dressings were and stuff like that. So I don't even know if we'll use the dressing, or maybe we'll use a little mixed with some Bolthouse just to make it a little lower point. But this one comes with a vegetable blend with cornbread crouton crumbles, which I thought sounded really good, cotija cheese, which I don't know if I say that right, I probably didn't say that right, and a creamy elote style dressing. So like I said, we'll probably use like half the dressing for this. It's 160 calories for the serving with the dressing, and it's got 3 grams of protein. So for the dressing included for a third of this, it is 5 points on Weight Watchers. I think what we'll do is just use a little of the dressing and then add some Bolthouse if we want more dressing, and then I'll add some grilled chicken with it, and it'll be really good all mixed together. I have so much fresh basil in the garden, I need to use it, and every time I go out there, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make pasta tonight, or I'm gonna make something, and I keep forgetting to. So we're gonna do some type of like caprese style meal or something with it, or some type of snack that we can have. I got some tomatoes. These look so good. They're super bright, and I feel like they're just gonna have really good flavor. So grape tomatoes are 0 points. Then for that, I also got a mozzarella cheese log. This is 3 points for the serving, which is 1/16. So the serving is an ounce, and that's 3 points and 70 calories, and it's got 5 grams of protein. They had the little pearl mozzarellas, but this was cheaper, so I figured this would just be better because maybe I could also use this to make some type of like caprese style pasta. I think that would be really good. So that's why I got these two things. I've got the basil in my garden, so I didn't need to get any of that. And then let me just skip to this really quick. So the reason I got this French baguette was also for that. I was thinking of doing little slices and toasting it up to make them like little crispy rounds, and then we'll put the tomato, basil, mozzarella, and a little balsamic on it, and I thought that would be really good. So we've got a few different options. I, for some reason, was just craving this bread when I saw it, and it seemed really good. So for the serving of a sixth of it, it is 4 points on Weight Watchers. It's got 140 calories and 4 grams of protein and 29 carbs. So I'm excited to cut this up and toast it, and then we might use the other half for something else, maybe even like homemade sandwiches or something, because we've still got some lunch meat, but specifically I got that for the basil and tomatoes. Then I got some frozen veggies. So this is just something I love to have in the freezer when I don't have a veggie mix made. Like I said, right now I don't have one, so if I don't get to making one today, I have this as an option, and this is just their fire roasted bell peppers and onions. So it's in the freezer section. Honestly, I used to be really picky about frozen peppers. Like I feel like we would buy them and try to eat them, and I just never liked them. These are really good. I don't know what it is different about them. They really do just taste like fajita veggies. And so I like to just grab some of these to heat up and add to eggs, or if I'm making like a rice bowl with chicken, it's really convenient to have in the freezer. Then we needed to stock up on some cheese, and Trader Joe's is always one of my favorite places to get cheese from because they've got some good reduced fat and light options. So one of my go-tos is definitely their light mozzarella cheese. It is 2 points for the serving of a 1/4 cup and 60 calories. It's got 2 grams of fat, 3 carbs, and 7 grams of protein. I use this on everything. It works really well in eggs, pasta, pizza, anything that I need mozzarella cheese for, I use this stuff. And I feel like we just always have a light blue bag of this in there. We always have this specifically. It just like lasts us. And then when we need more, we go back to Trader Joe's because it's one of our favorite things to have. Same with their 3 cheese blend. So this is a light 3 cheese blend. It's 3 points for the serving of an ounce. It's got 80 calories, 4 grams of fat, and 8 grams of protein for the serving. And again, I just kind of interchange the cheeses that I use. So I'll use this for pizza, for eggs, for pasta, for bowls, for enchiladas, quesadillas, whatever we need cheese for. It's really nice to have on hand, and it's just a lower point option than regular cheese. Okay, this one I actually haven't gotten in a while just because it was actually back when the programs changed for Weight Watchers. This cheese went from 2 points a slice to 3 points a slice, so I just stopped buying it, but it's still a really good option and I really like it. It is their sliced light cheddar cheese. So this is one of my favorites to have with burgers and sandwiches, especially breakfast sandwiches. It is 80 calories for a slice and 3 points on Weight Watchers. It's got 4 grams of fat, 1 carb, and 8 grams of protein. And then the last cheese is just their reduced fat Swiss. The brand is Jarlsberg, and these are 2 points for the slice, 50 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, and 7 grams of protein. So another one that I really like with breakfast sandwiches and just like regular sandwiches. But sometimes even when we do like a Reuben bowl or something that needs Swiss cheese, I'll just dice up a slice of this and it works really well. I also got some grated Parmesan cheese. This is one that I just use mostly for pasta dishes when I'm making them. I also sometimes like to add it to meatballs or like breading. If I'm breading chicken, I'll add some of this to the panko breadcrumbs and it gives it a good taste and it gets nice and crispy when you cook it up. For the serving of 2 teaspoons, it's 1 point on Weight Watchers, 25 calories, and 2 grams of protein. We got some egg bites. So these are my favorite from Trader Joe's. I've been trying to make them at home similar, but still I feel like they just don't compare to these. I don't know what it is that's so good about them, but they're super fluffy and they've got really good flavor. They're their egg bites. They're cheese, spinach, and kale. For 1 pack, it's 2 points on Weight Watchers, 150 calories. It's got 8 grams of fat, 7 carbs, and 12 grams of protein. And these are really convenient for Adam to take to work or for me on like a busy cookie day, sometimes I just want to get in the kitchen and start working on stuff. And so I could just pop those in the microwave for a minute and they're ready and they're really good. And it's easy to like pair with some toast or maybe some bacon or something or protein so that it's even more of a filling breakfast. Then I got some bacon, speaking of that. So this is just their uncured dry rub sliced bacon. It's 2 points for 2 slices and 60 calories. It's got 3 grams of fat and 4 grams of protein. And I say this every time, but pretty much with bacon, I just put it on a tray, pop it in the oven, cook it all up at once, and then I keep it in a container in the fridge that I can just add to different meals because it's already ready. Some other meats I got. So I always get some type of like ground turkey or ground chicken. So I got 2 pounds of 99% lean ground turkey. I like this just because it's 0 points on WeightWatchers, but it's got 28 grams of protein in the serving, which is nice because it's super filling. And really you can add a lot of seasonings or sauce, or if I'm making like burgers, I add egg and panko and different things to make it like more juicy and more flavorful. So we really like ground turkey. Even for like taco meat and stuff, it's just really nice to have in the fridge. And then when I have it in the fridge, I have to make meals at home, so it gets me to do that as well. I have kind of a busy cookie week coming up, so I wanted to make sure I had some options for proteins, and both of these caught my eye, so I ended up actually just getting both of them. I was at first just gonna get this. This is their pulled chicken salsa verde. I've never seen it before, but when I scanned it, it said it was 0 points, so that convinced me to get it. It's seasoned chicken breast in salsa verde with roasted tomatillos and green chili peppers, and like I said, it's 0 points for a half cup. It's got 100 calories, 2 grams of fat, 2 carbs, and 18 grams of protein. I thought this would be really good either just on rice or on tortillas because we've really been enjoying heating up corn tortillas and adding stuff to those. So I think this would be just like a really simple dinner we could throw together and maybe add some veggies or veggie mix or something. And then this one, I'm wondering if it's similar to the one from Sam's Club. I kind of want to open it up and look at it. So this is their hardwood smoked pulled chicken, and this one actually scanned as 0 points, so I was surprised by that because the Sam's Club one is I think 2 points for the serving, or maybe it's just 1, but this is what it looks like. So it definitely looks like it's actually seasoned pretty well. So for the serving of 3 ounces, it's 110 calories. It's got 2 grams of fat and 21 grams of protein. And I'll probably just use this. Honestly, I kind of want to make it into like a sandwich. I feel like it'd be good with some barbecue sauce and some pickles to make like a barbecue sandwich or a quesadilla or just a rice bowl. So lots of options for this. But again, it's a nice 0 point protein that I'll just have ready for the week. Then one of my favorite dips from Trader Joe's, this is the spinach and kale Greek yogurt dip. This might be just my favorite dip because you can have a good serving for only 1 point. You can have up to 5 tablespoons, which out of all the different dips that we like to get, I think this is definitely the lowest point dip, and it's really good. And usually I'm not a fan of kale, but I do like this. I feel like it doesn't have that strong of a taste in it. For the serving of 2 tablespoons though, it's 1 point on WeightWatchers. It's got 30 calories, 2 grams of fat, 2 carbs, and 1 gram of protein. And sometimes I like to just have it with like pretzels or chips, but I also like to add it when I'm having like chicken sometimes, or like a bowl or a wrap. It works really well as like even like kind of a tzatziki dip when I do like cucumbers and chicken and stuff. So I really like this. I like to snack on it and also add it to meals, and it's a good low point option. We just needed some tomato sauce, so we always get the cans from Trader Joe's. These are my favorite. It's 0 points for the can, and usually I like to spice them up with some different seasoning, maybe some fresh basil, and then use it as like a pasta sauce or a pizza sauce. Then specifically I wanted to make sure I grabbed this because I haven't had it in a while, and I think I saw it on Instagram or something, but I remembered how much I liked it, and I've been needing some mustard for sandwiches. So this is just their dill pickle mustard. Also really good with like burgers and stuff, or even like a burger bowl. But it's 0 points, 0 calories, and it's just got a nice dill pickle flavor for a mustard. I got some Thai wheat noodles, so one of my favorite items from Trader Joe's. I actually made these for dinner last night, so we needed some more. These come with 3 individually sealed packages, and each package is 8 points on WeightWatchers. It's got 310 calories, 63 carbs, 4 grams of fiber, and 10 grams of protein. And I just love these because I feel like it's so simple to throw together a really quick meal with them. Usually what I do is I just start a vegetable in the pan with a little toasted sesame oil, or even just like some non-stick spray. I'll cook up the vegetable, maybe with some garlic, and then I pick a protein, so maybe shrimp or chicken or salmon, and then I add that in, and then some soy sauce, and then a pack of noodles, and it's so simple to throw together. I'll have some wontons on the side or something, and it honestly just tastes like takeout noodles, and that's why I love it so much. So I like to make that all the time. Then we needed some more bread. So we really like this Trader Joe's organic ancient grain and seed bread. It's 2 points for a slice or 3 points for 2 slices. And for 1 slice, it's got 70 calories. It's got 1.5 grams of fat, 12 carbs, 2 grams of fiber, 2 grams of sugar, and 3 grams of protein. And this bread we just like to use for sandwiches, for toast. I honestly use it for French toast and it works really well as like a good lower point option. It's like good French toast to even make like a breakfast sandwich out of. So we keep craving that, both Adam and I, so I'll probably do that with this bread, but also just for sandwiches and stuff, it's a nice option. I also got some mini French baguettes, which we like to have as a side when we have pasta. This bag is in the freezer section and it comes with 6 breadsticks. And usually what we do is just pop one in the air fryer and then we'll have it with our pasta as like a side. So 3 points for a baguette. It's 110 calories. It's got 22 carbs, 1 gram of fiber, 2 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of protein. Then we got this pasta. So I've gotten this a few times before and we really enjoy it. And I usually like to just use it as like a normal pasta. So I'll use some red sauce with it or make like meat sauce, or like chicken parmesan, a bunch of different things. Or it makes a really good pasta for pasta salad because it's all colorful. It's 5 points for the serving of 2 ounces, so only 1 point higher than the regular pasta I like to use, the Protein Plus, but 5 points, 200 calories. It's got 1 gram of fat, 41 carbs, 2 grams of fiber, 2 grams of sugar, and 7 grams of protein. Then onto some more freezer items that we got. So I love their chicken. These are their breaded gluten-free chicken breast nuggets, and they're 5 points for the serving of 4 ounces. They are raw, so you need to fully cook them. I usually just heat them up in the air fryer and it cooks them perfectly, but you need to make sure that they're actually done on the inside. They're 200 calories for the serving, 6 grams of fat, 20 carbs, 1 gram of fiber, and 16 grams of protein. And you can always like smell the bag when you get it because it's pretty garlicky, but they are seasoned really well, and that's another thing I like about them is that they get nice and crunchy, but they also have a really good flavor to them. Okay, we haven't had this in a while. I actually was really excited when I saw this. This is their Dill Pickle Falafel, which also is in the freezer section. It is 4 points for the serving of 10 pieces, which is nice because it's always a nice ingredient to add to bowls. We really like this restaurant called Naf Naf, but we don't really have any around us. And so they make like bowls with rice and chicken and falafel, and it's just so good. But again, we don't have it all the time, so we like to make it at home, and these are perfect for it. Like I said, you can have 10 pieces for 4 points. It's 200 calories, 8 grams of fat, 22 carbs. It's got 7 grams of fiber, 2 grams of sugar, and 8 grams of protein. And it's pretty much mostly made with garbanzo beans, so that's what falafel is, but we really love it, and we like the extra pickle flavor with these. Okay, then we got some mushroom risotto, another freezer item that's nice to just have in the freezer for the nights that I just want to make a quick meal and throw it together. You can microwave this or cook it on the stove. I usually just do it on the stove. And you just heat some water and pour this in and cook it for 6 to 7 minutes. It's 5 points for the serving of a cup, and there's 3 servings in here. It's got 160 calories, 5 grams of fat, 26 carbs, and 3 grams of protein. And a lot of the time I like to just cook the whole bag and we'll just split it between the 2 of us. And then we'll have something that's 0 points with it. So whether it's like grilled chicken, salmon, shrimp, something like that, we'll have a protein with it that is 0 points so that it's still a really filling meal, but we'll split the bag. It's 5 points, like I said, for the cup, so I think we usually track like 8 points for half the bag. Okay, we got more chicken cilantro mini wontons. These are another thing that's just like a staple in our freezer because we use them all the time. We used to always air fry them, but I actually started pan frying them and realized we like them a little bit better that way, although they're good either way. You can also add them to soup, which I need to do one of these days, but for the serving of 8 wontons. So it looks like they changed the packaging a little bit because the serving size used to be for 4 wontons and now it says 8 wontons. So I think it might have gone up in points because before you could have 8 wontons for 2 points, and now when we scan it, it's 3 points. So for the serving of 8 of these, it says 3 points, 130 calories, 1.5 grams of fat. It's got 21 carbs, 1 gram of fiber, 1 gram of sugar, and 7 grams of protein. So still honestly a low point option for the serving size. And these are just so good with different like fried rice or sesame noodles, stuff like that. I really like to have these as a side. Another thing that we really like to have as either a side or on appetizer night, these steamed chicken soup dumplings. They are so good. The box comes with 6, so we each get 2 and we each have our own. It's 7 points for the whole box, and we usually just end up eating it to ourselves. For the serving of 6 dumplings, it's 250 calories, 7 grams of fat, 29 carbs. It's got 1 gram of fiber, 3 grams of sugar, and 16 grams of protein. So we just pop these in the microwave to heat them up. You can also cook them on the stovetop, which I've never done, but honestly I feel like they're just as good in the microwave. and when you bite into them, they've got broth and they're just so delicious. So that's one of our favorite freezer items to get. We get it pretty much every time, I feel like. And then the last frozen thing, we got some hash brown patties. So these are 4 points on Weight Watchers. I like that it just comes in this little box like this, so it's easy to just grab one out, pop it in the air fryer, and then add it to a sandwich or a wrap or like a crunch wrap, breakfast style. It's really nice to have these. So they're 4 points for one, 120 calories, 6 grams of fat, 15 carbs, 1 gram of fiber, and 1 gram of protein. And these are also just like a good option if you're craving fast food breakfast, because sometimes I kind of just want like a greasy hash brown, and these aren't nearly as greasy, especially if you air fry them. So it's nice to have that, but they still taste really similar to like the fast food hash browns. Okay, the last few things I got. So we haven't gotten this one in a while, and for some reason I always kind of crave this one around summertime. It's their corn and chili tomato-less salsa. So it's pretty sweet actually, but I really do like it. I like to add it to bowls, and I feel like you don't really need that much, or it's just good with tortilla chips. But for the serving of 2 tablespoons, it's 2 points on Weight Watchers. It's got 40 calories, 9 carbs, 7 grams of sugar, and 1 gram of protein. Like I said, it's a little bit sweet and it's got a little extra sugar in it. It's not something we get all the time, but it's nice to have every once in a while with like bowls and chips. Okay, these are Adam's favorite. Actually, the PBC are your favorite. He's been looking for them every time and they haven't had them, so he always gets these still. These are their almond butter cocoa bars. They've got a little bit of almond butter filling in the middle, and then it's just like a chewy chocolate dough. They kind of remind me, not of like Cliff Bars, I would say, a little bit. They've got kind of like that chewy texture, but for the serving of 1 bar, it's 5 points on Weight Watchers. It's got 160 calories, 8 grams of fat, 19 carbs, 2 grams of fiber, 6 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of protein. Then I needed some more Panda Puffs for my yogurt bowls, so I usually just weigh out a 2-point serving. Technically the serving is a cup, but I don't usually use that much. But for a cup, it's 5 points, 170 calories, 4.5 grams of fat. It's got 31 carbs, 3 grams of fiber, 9 grams of sugar, and 3 grams of protein. And this is just like my all-time favorite cereal lately. It's so good in yogurt, and usually that's what I use it for. I don't ever just really have a bowl of the cereal, but honestly I could with it because it's so good. Okay, we needed some more Variables, and we got the Creamy Crisp, which I would say is probably mine and Adam's favorite of like their regular protein bars. I really like their caramel soft chew bars, but these ones are really good. They don't have the soft ones at Trader Joe's. So I always like that you can buy the box like this there. It is 5 points for one of these bars, 200 calories. It's got 8 grams of fat, 19 carbs, 3 grams of fiber, 1 gram of sugar, and 20 grams of protein. Okay, and then the last thing we got today, I hesitated about these for a while, but honestly they're just so good, and I just need to make sure I'm having them in moderation, and that's usually what I like to do. I like to just have like 1 or 2 at a time. But we have gotten these before. They are dark chocolate orange sticks. So it's kind of like a jelly-like gummy that's dipped in dark chocolate, and it's orange flavor, and I just love the combination of orange and dark chocolate together. So I didn't want to pass these up. It is 7 points for the serving of 5 sticks and 120 calories. It's got 3 grams of fat, 23 carbs, and 17 grams of sugar. So very high in sugar, but again, I can enjoy it in moderation. I'll probably just have like 1 to 2 at a time, like after dinner or after lunch. Sometimes I just want that sweet bite, and this really helps to satisfy that craving. So I was happy to get these, and we will hopefully not go through this too fast, but that wraps up everything that we got from Trader Joe's today. Some new things that I'm really excited about, especially like those chickens. I want to see how those are, because the fact that they're 0 points is really nice. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.